Well, good day to each and every one of you. We are so thankful that you joined us today. We want to take this opportunity to welcome you to meet with us every Monday via conference call. And so for those of you that would like to join us, please put yes, okay? Or better yet, let me give you the information right now. And you'll also see this on my post, okay? But you can call in even now at seven. Well, not now. But you can call in next Monday. How about that? At 701 802 5434. And the access code is 5846618. And I'll make sure and also include that information on my post a little later on today. So, again, welcome to Me with Us, which is Marriage Enrichment and Empowerment. And this is being sponsored by the Real Housewives of Christianity Association, where we believe in building, promoting, and supporting wholesome wives, loving marriages, and healthy families. And I'd like to always thank my very special guest, Mr. Wonderful, for joining me today and for agreeing to do this with me. He's generally not that guy, but I am so grateful that he chose to join me as we build, promote, and support other marriages. So what we are doing, we're taking questions. If you have any questions, you can email your questions to gk.living@gmail.com, or you can email your questions to rock, that's RHOC, to the number 2K at gmail dot wait rock 2K16 at gmail.com. And we will certainly be glad to take your questions, and we will be doing your questions just like we're doing the questions today. So you can always join us on Facebook or YouTube so that you can hear the answer to your question. So we're going to get started today. How are you doing, dear?
I'm doing just great. I'm
Doing
here
good.
with you.
All right. Okay. So we do have a question, and we're recording here, and we're recording on our conference line as well, so that if you want to even receive a copy of that recording, you can do so. All right, so honey, we got a couple of questions today, and this is our table talk. We're having our little table talk while we're answering these questions. So, what advice do you have? One of our viewers want to know, what advice do you have for a couple that may be experiencing marital hurdles and on the verge of separation? So here's a couple that are experiencing marital hurdles. We're not quite sure what the hurdles are, but whatever it is, they are causing them to be on the verge to consider separation.
Well, one thing you always have to look at is what is what do they think the cause of it is before you can even really begin to give them some advice or to help them in their situation. Because if it's for um, say financial issues, you would take a certain direction. If it's because of infidelity, that would be a different set of advice that one would need to receive, or just a different ideology would follow a separate set of ways of handling that. So it's kind of a vague question. We would have to do more investigating before we can give a good, clear road or path to avoid separation and or divorce.
Yeah, and we would also suggest that you consider all options first. And he and I are here to be able to assist anyone that's having some of these, marital issues. We've been going through this pandemic. We have had quarantine. Some of us are still not back to where things are, even financially, which is going to lead us into our next question. So the next question is, what advice would you give to a couple whose financial problems are bringing friction into their marriage?
Well, Now that's getting a little more to defining where the issue is. So in this case, financial problems. Now, again, is financial problems come about because of lack of income and flow, or is it caused by overspending uh, the finances that do come in? And then who is spending or who is uh, spending erratically? That would be a concern. And again, to know that would be to advise a person on a proper pathway to ironing out that problem or that friction.
Yeah.
We also always need to know that households need to have a budget,
Very good.
and it need to be discussed between the couples, and it need to be done at least once a month, because generally this bill cycles are once a month. So always have that. And if you got what you call funds you set aside for certain things, let it be and is earmarked for that. Don't keep borrowing from it, and then you kind of tend to forget the reason why you touched it, because now you really want to do what it was set there for, and it's now short. So those are the kind of things we need to think on.
Very good. Took the words right out of my mouth. I was getting ready to say, which is something that we always tell when we are coaching our young couples who are engaged and getting ready to get married, or they're already married. And even what we've done with our children, we help them to create a budget so that they don't necessarily run into certain financial problems. We know, especially with this though, right? With this pandemic and everything, that a lot of people are experiencing some form of financial difficulties that was just forced upon them. So again, we're here to take your questions and to give you even further coaching services as to how you can remedy some of these problems. You really can. All right, the last question is, my husband and I have been married for 7 years, but we're struggling with keeping the romance alive. What would you suggest?
One thing I would suggest is you have to prioritize things in life. And the number one priority is between the couple. That the reason why they are a couple was because of the agreement to love and respect one another. So in that case, if that's not been followed, you will have a struggle. But if you begin to resolve that, I don't care how finances might kind of come at you, or the lack thereof, or situations with children, if the two have that close bond that they should have through love and respect, you can get through that hurdle, and you can turn it around. You can keep that romantic fire burning.
All right, and here are my 2 suggestions, right? Priority, which is what Mr. Wonderful said. Number 2 is sometimes you've just got to be spontaneous. Stop trying to plan everything out. Stop trying to wait for the perfect moment, and just be spontaneous. Surprise him, surprise her. Just hey, let's just make it happen, right?
Right.
Very good. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We will be back next Monday. That's right. We're coming back every Monday for Me with Us, Marriage Enrichment and Empowerment, brought to you by the Real Housewives and Husbands of Christianity Association. And we are accepting members at this time. So again, thank you for joining us. Leave your questions and your comments below, or don't forget to send them to those emails, and we'd be more than happy to answer those questions. All right, until then, be blessed and have an excelling day.